Well, good frosty evening from the igloo of the Perfect Blade in Tyrone, Georgia. It is cold in my shop tonight. But just got 2 knives left from today. I'm going to bring you along while I sharpen them. The process is I'll thin them, generally about 10 degrees behind the cutting edge. And then I'll do the 120 Cubitron. Then I'll do a A45, and I usually do A45 or A30. I'm out of A30, so 45 is the winner. Then I'll do the paper wheel, felt belt, and a leather wheel. That is just my process that I perfected over time. It's mine and only mine, and we're all different. So more than one way to sharpen a knife, right? So I'll thin a knife down. And you know, real quick before I get started, have the privilege of knowing some really smart people that are knowledgeable in metal. And, you know, we were just talking, and he was telling me about a study in Norway that they found out working with the meat packing industry that reducing the metal behind the cutting blade on a 10-degree angle caused a 34% reduction in the pressure it takes to cut food or to cut meat. And I thought that was fantastic. And, you know, that goes into less injury, you know, easier for people with arthritis and elbow problems. And that's probably the one thing that sharpeners don't do enough is thin the blades right. So we're going to thin it. If I can show you how the burr comes up, I'll show you the burr. And we'll just get started, all right? I appreciate you watching. Let me grab my safety glasses, and away we go. See a burr starting to form a little bit. Oh yeah. A little work to do on the heel and the toe. Looks good. Come up on the slack part of the belt right in here. Kind of blend it in. Brings up that burr really nicely. Perfect. This one here, you can see it has no bite whatsoever. Well, we put a little bite into it. up a burr on both sides. See it forming? I got a really nice light right up above me, so I can see that burr forming. Now, it's super interesting. The job of a sharpener is to be able to get a knife as sharp as possible while eliminating as much heat at the edge of the blade when we sharpen as possible. And when thinning's done right, for me personally, 2 swipes and I've got a burr. That is very, very minimal heat damage and metal removal at the edge of this blade. I hope I explained that right. So I'm going to turn it on and do the 2 swipes and show you the burr. And there is a burr even across the whole edge of that blade. Beautiful. There's a burr, and always just do 1 swipe. There we go. That was a 120 Cubitron. I'll go with the 830, like I was saying. That's all I have left. Normally I have this set up also, but I don't right now. So we're just gonna go with the buck tool, slow speed or half speed. The other thing we can do to minimize heat at the edge of the blade, it does a thing called work hardening. The more you abrade metal at the edge, it's called work hardening. It makes the metal tougher. And if you're grinding away too much, then you're actually causing the edge to be brittle, and that's what we want to go against. And so that's why thinning to me is so important, because the work we do after thinning is very, very minimum. 2 passes. I don't know why I always just have to give it 1 good pass on the other side. I see also the dust coming over the edge of the blade, which tells me that the edge is apex. Yeah, you can see it coming over right there. See the dust? Beautiful, just beautiful. All right. We're gonna move down. Now my honing process, some would call it extreme, but you know, it's my process. I've done it through magnification, and I'm really, really pleased, because when I used to sharpen, I was doing a good job at removing the burr, but what I didn't realize is I was leaving what they call the root, the burr root, or the wire edge on. And it wasn't until I discovered this paper wheel, and then I was looking at it under magnification, and I saw this strips of metal hanging out. And first I was wondering, and then I realized that's the wire burr that I have been leaving on the whole time. So once I did that and discovered how personally I was removing it, it really made a huge difference in the sharpness of my blades, and then the edge retention also. So I'm gonna use a paper wheel, white compound, hard felt, and then I'll use the leather wheel with the green. I always do another video for another day about the different types of steel. Do you need to do edge leading, or I mean, not, this is always edge trailing. Go at the edge angle or above the edge angle. So I'm gonna do one of each. I'm gonna do higher than edge angle, higher than edge angle. Now I'll do at. Wind coming off there is cold. I always check it with paper just to make sure it's already slicing cleanly, even though there's more work to do. And I mean, that right there is pretty good. There's no hesitation at the paper, so I'll call that good. Higher angle than the sharpening. 2 swipes. And then at the edge angle. That's a half speed or slow speed grinder too. That's nice. All right, so we'll go felt wheel. I'll do the white compound. And finally, the leather wheel. Once I got used to this leather wheel versus a belt, I just absolutely love it. Nothing wrong with that. Trying to keep that at the edge angle. And there we go. Believe that'll fix dinner, won't it? Thanks for watching, and stay sharp with a perfect blade.